We're doing a VR. Hashtag show me your covers with a bit of a twist and a bit of an autumn theme. Let's get into it. Hello, Angel here. Welcome to On Back to the Space. If you're new, hello and welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, hello, welcome back. Lovely to see you here. So today, as mentioned, we are doing a VR to Rachel at Second Thoughts About the Mission. Hashtag show me your covers with a bit of a twist, with a bit of a sprinkling of autumn theme and darker aesthetic, can I say? Yeah, that kind of that kind of sums it up, I think. I saw this video on Rachel's channel, and they were talking about their favourite book covers. But I wanted to, go a bit rogue and show guidebook covers instead. Got a couple of tarot, got a couple of oracles. I'm going to be showing some cards because we like us some cards here, don't we? Yeah, we do. I'm going to say no more, and I'm going to, get into it. So I'm going to start with the deck that inspired this video, actually, to be quite honest. This is a new deck in my collection. This is Lady Sterling's Wicked Garden Oracle deck. My box has got a bit damaged in transit, unfortunately. This is beautiful. This is not the book I'm going to be showing you. The actual book, this comes with a book about, this comes with like a storybook, I'm going to say, to set the scene for you, for the concept of the deck. But the actual guidebook that I want to show you is this one. This is Lady Sterling's Garden Journal, and I love it. It reminds me, if you've been on my channel for a while, you know that I really like me some. I'm going to call it like, I don't call it junk journaling, maybe just like journal making. And I love this like worn, oldie worldy look to this book. It makes me feel like I'm looking through somebody's personal journal or grimoire. I love it. I haven't actually cracked the look at that. Look at this. Look at all this. It's just such a great detail. It's so fun. It builds a story, doesn't it? For an extra story for the cards, I feel. So yeah, I haven't actually cracked the guidebook yet because I haven't gotten into the deck, because I've literally just gotten it. I'm going to show you a few cards because I'm a rebel like that. These are the backs, which I love. The labyrinth is gorgeous. I love all this. Is this called? I don't know what it's called, but this gold. Oh, I love it. I'm going to show you a few of my favourite cards. Come on. These are edged in navy blue out of the box, which I think are absolutely stunning. And can you see this? It's got like this. It's not called spot gloss, is it? I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it's called. I'm gonna press pause on the video and then remember the name of it. But it's got this. Oh, it's delicious. Oh, it's just so delicious. So I'm not going to show you too many cards, and this deck hasn't actually got so many cards. I think there's 36. This was the gilding, but this guidebook, just the cover. I'm only supposed to be showing you the cover, so I'm going rogue as well from the get-go. But it just really adds to the experience, I think, of the deck. Ooh, this is a deck that's going to be coming out this season. Is it a strange choice for the autumn season, being plants and things? I don't think so. It's all about the plant spirits, and I think it's going to really, really do its stuff this season. I love the colour palette. Oh, yummy scrummy. I'm so happy that autumn is here. This was number one. This was the kind of the guidebook that sparked the inspiration for the tag. Love this. Let's move along to the next one. I think there's a bit of a theme going on here. The next guidebook I really want to show you that really drew my attention, even when I opened it from purchasing the deck, was The Cave of Sybil. Spellbook, it's called, by Tira May. There was this like visceral reaction when I opened this deck, and it feels so raw and so potent. This little spellbook. It feels like somebody's been in a cave with a stick, scratching at the stone in the cave. It's again about building this story, I feel, around the cards. It's not just a guidebook. It's there's this extra added potent ingredient somehow, just like the Lady Sterling guidebook. It gives you that it does, it builds a story around the cards. It makes me, it intrigues me. I want to know more. I want to, it sparks that wonder, that interest, that intrigue. Yes, so the Cave of Sybil Oracle. I can't really show you so many cards because some of them are a bit, you know, not triggering, but there are some body parts, and currently YouTube doesn't like body parts. Let me show you the backs. These are, these have the keywords on the back. And I've shown quite a few of these cards previously. I think I've even possibly flipped through the whole deck before YouTube suddenly got very sensitive. And I'm going to say that I'm still working with this card currently. I started working with this back in January. I'm still working with it now. And I'm going to say the Cave of Sybil is like, it's almost like, this is going to be a bad analogy, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I'm going to say it. It's almost like a icicle that's melting, and this drop that's dropping. So, you know, first of all, this is me personally, how I experienced this deck. I initially experienced this, you know, slow dropping. I slowly got this message, and then the more I've gone back to it, the more the icicle melts, and the quicker the drops fall, and the quicker, or the more layers to the message come forward to me. That was a really bad example, but I hope you kind of catch my drift. I'm very sure that you could just look at this card and look into the guidebook, get your meaning that you filter from the card and move on. But for me, this deck and these cards, it's not even a slow burner. It's it doesn't want to give you. It's almost like there's too much. The message is too much for you to take in at once. And so for your own benefit, this deck is giving you the message slowly as you can digest and process it and take in. Does that make sense? I really hope so. I'm talking and not flipping cards. I do really apologise. If you have this deck, I'd love to know what your experience is with it. There have been a couple of people that have, when I've shown this deck, have commented on my in the messages that, or not the messages, in the comment section, that they find this deck, really not triggering, but I can't think of the word. It makes them feel a little uncomfortable, and I get that 100%. But in my experience, I haven't found that this deck is I can't think of the word. It's not trying to ram home the truth to you. I experience this deck as really supportive in layers, in this slow drip, so that I can process and I can understand and I can use the message that's coming through to me, and the message is built on every time I go back to the same card. I hope that makes sense. I really hope that makes sense. I am going to be going a bit more into this deck in my Dark Passenger, Inner Child, and even Mausoleum work, because this is a really important tool in my practice. I'm going to say, I would say it's probably one of my top 3 decks now, to be quite honest, with the work that I've done with it and with the doors and the opportunities it's opened up for me, so yeah, this is supposed to be about the guidebook. Apologies, we suddenly went into the deck. Oh, whoopsie. Sorry, Rachel. Yes, back to the cover. Love this. It just feels so potent, so raw, so feral. Love it. Yeah, very much enjoy it. And again, as I mentioned, it really builds this story around, or it just builds this story around the cards for me. That was a long chitter chatter. Moving on to the next guidebook cover. Let's get to it. We're moving along to a tarot. We're on to the Macabre Tarot. Love this guidebook cover. First of all, can I just say, this guidebook feels like rose petal. It's a mass market deck. It's lovely, and I love it. Let me show you the box. Wait, let me grab the box. It's right beside me. The box is also coffin shaped, as is the image on the guidebook. Isn't that fantastic? I love that. It's such a cool little detail. And this, you know, does this not totally fit for the season that we're in? You know, we're moving towards this spooky season. I love it's got the moons on it. It's got, oh, it's delicious. It is so delicious. And I would love to lie to you and say, you know, I'm only feeling the darker vibes now coming to spooky season, but that's a total lie. I've been feeling them for a long time, as you know. These are the backs. Let me show you a few cards because, you know, we're here and we do like us some card imagery, do we not? I'm going to say a bit of a crazy thing, which I mentioned before. I find this deck really intuitive, actually. Surprise, surprise. It was a slow burner. I had it in my collection for quite a while. And then I got this, what's the word? Oh my goodness me. Angel, really? I got this great idea, I'm going to say, to use it to pair with the Reclaim Oracle. Works fantastically well with it. This to me is so, you know, I could class this totally as a witchy deck, a spooky deck, but it's just, I use this all year round. But I have decided to bring it out as well for the decks that are in my spooky basket. Because this has taken on a bit of this can be quite, with the Reclaim Oracle, it can be quite heavy. You know, the way I use it with the Reclaim Oracle, because the work I do the Reclaim Oracle for me it brings up obviously a lot of things and it is quite heavy, and I want to take it away from that heaviness. I want to bring it to the light, she says as she flips down a card which is in the dark. There you go, there's some light for you, and there's the sun. Here comes the sun again. Lovely, lovely. So yes, love the guidebook art, and merely for the, you know, superficial reasoning that it's very pretty. I love it. I think pretty is the wrong word, but it's gorgeous. Ooh, yummy scrummy. We're looking at a pairing. These are two decks that I actually paired together. We've got the Witch Sisters Tarot by Julia Jeffrey, mass market, and we've even got the Oracle of the Questioning Witch, I believe it's called. This is a French mass market deck. Illustrations by Stephanie Grass. I use these two together. I think the artwork is totally stunning on these guidebooks. I mean, it's just so, this brings me back to this feral feeling, this wildness, this getting out into the woods and building a bonfire and dancing around it in the moonlight. That could just be me. But I think both of these are absolutely stunning. I love the constellations in this as well. The artwork in both decks are just phenomenal. Dare I pair them? I think I should. I mean, this is just beautiful. But let's take a look at some of the cards as well. Let's get to it. We're cheeky not to do a bit of a pairing, would it not? So let me show you the backs of both of these. I think they're both beautiful. I love this. I love this. Again, it's that raw, feral, wild feeling again. And this is just beautiful. I edged mine out of the box. This is a Llewellyn deck, by the way. And I edged my out of the box in an earthy brown, which I think is lovely. Let's show you a couple of cards. These two just, you know, they work so well. As mentioned, you know, the guidebook is in, well, I didn't mention it, but the guidebook is in French because obviously it's a French mass market deck. But it's easily translated. And the guidebook is really good. This, did I mention? I don't think I did. This deck, or these decks, this pairing is a pairing that I use for my Inner Witch facet when I'm working with my Inner Witch facet. I haven't been working with that facet for this. I haven't used it this year. I haven't worked with it this year at all. I think it was the end. I think it was this time last year actually. That we stepped in front of the portal. We went across this rainbow bridge, not the rainbow bridge you're thinking of, you know, onto the next leg of the journey, and that's where this is where we you know arrived. We arrived with my dark facets, yeah, and the darker aesthetics. But these two pair beautifully together. I'm sure you can tell through the camera. I'm going to stop flipping cards, and we're going to move on to the next guidebook. Oh, but can I just say, don't the colours really like speak to you of like this, gorgeous season that we've just got into? Nom, 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 yummy scrummy. So the next guidebook cover is an oracle, and this is the Divine Muses Oracle. I personally think this is absolutely beautiful. It reminds me of somebody's grimoire, this cover. It reminds me of like a leather-bound journal with gold accents. I think it's beautiful, I really, really do. This is the mass market French version of this deck. Let me just show you. This is the box so you can see. Obviously the guidebook is in French. It's a really great guidebook. I really, really enjoy it. I take the effort, not that it's effort, I just press a button, but I do take the effort to go to the guidebook on every card because I think the entries in this guidebook are really, really great. These are the backs of the cards. I edge mine like this very light beige, which I think actually works really well. And these are some of the cards. Now, this deck tends to come out this season. I've noticed a trend, dare I say, and it will be coming out this season as well. It's in my autumn basket, my autumn spooky decks. I mean, look at this. Oh, it's just so fantastic. It really, really is. I love it. I've had some amazing readings with this deck, and I've paired it actually with the Nightweight Tarot previously, and even the Divine Nature's Oracle. That made a really great pairing. But I think this would even pair really well with something like Dream Keeper's Tarot, maybe. It's got the same aesthetic. I love this. This speaks to my inner mausoleum. Blooming. Oh, blooming. It's fabulous. Yeah, I'm not supposed to be showing you cards, I'm supposed to be showing the guidebook. But here is the guidebook. And, it would be rude not to show you a few cards. So yes, this one is going to be, having some time on my desk this season. Oh, lush. We're going to stop on that one. Let's move along. Have I got 3 more decks to show you? I think I have. And yeah, let's look at the next guidebook. So the next guidebook is from Between the Worlds Oracle deck by Monica Badursky. It feels quite simple, I understand. However, when this guidebook comes forward with this illustration, it feels like the air is crackling with potential, with this potentiality. Honestly, it feels very mystical. It feels very witchy. It feels like this is a portal, actually, to be quite honest. It's just, it is I can feel the air crackling around it. These are the backs of the cards. This is the box if you haven't seen it before. This is a mass market deck. And again, it's another deck that's going to be coming out for this season. I'm going to dare to show you a few cards because I'm a rebel like that. Lots of different, curiosities, I'm going to say. There's bones, there's trinkets. I think this is a great option as well if you're not into bones and you're not into animal parts and bits and pieces and things like that. I think this is a really great alternative to have not a charm casting set, but another option for a charm casting set, I would say. I do have my own charm casting set, which I've collected myself over a few years, and I add to it, whenever I find something that's, a bit off the beaten track, dare I say. I'm going to bring this one out for the autumn season as mentioned. I'm just to talk about the guidebook quickly. The guidebook, there is like a story behind, or there's like a story theme in the guidebook, and then you get onto the message. I'm quite an impatient person, I'm going to say, so I don't tend to read the story. I did at the beginning when I first started using the deck, and I was like, this isn't resonating for me. So I jumped straight into this part of the guidebook, and I really appreciate that there's this reflection and like questions that you could continue to ask and build another dialogue around, or that you could that you could journal on. So I really appreciate that. So for me, the guidebook is really good. But I personally jump over the story part because it's just, me. I want to get in. I want to get my message. I want to get out. And I'm just an impatient Mowgli. So what can I say? Can you? Oh, I can. It's not just the guidebook. That there's this crackling in the air. It is this deck, and it's probably the time of the year. The veil is going to be thinning, and we're moving towards Samhain, and it's just delicious. Yummy scrummy. This is definitely in my autumn basket for the coming season. Yeah, we've got 2 more. Let's get to it. So the next guidebook art is the art from the Dreamsong Oracle. This is really shallow. I just love this image. I think it's absolutely stunning. It's the same image on the box. This is a mass market deck. I purchased this one on Vinted. I've been showing this one quite a lot recently, so I'm not going to stay too long on this one. But it's totally, oh, it's just so gorgeous, and it's giving me, you know, this autumn darker season vibe. I think I showed you the backs. Oh, it's just, oh, it's delicious. It really is. And I wonder, if actually thinking about it now, if this one might also pair nicely with the Divine Muses Oracle. This is a total stalker card. So is this one. Oh my goodness me. And I've actually shuffled this deck. Although you wouldn't believe it. But this is just delicious. The autumnal tones in this deck. Nom nom nom. It's just, this feels so, it feels, I've mentioned this before, it feels like it's another realm. It feels so whimsical. It feels, but not whimsical. It feels like, you know, it feels a bit disjointed and a bit, I feel a bit uncomfortable. I've mentioned that before as well. I feel uncomfortable looking at this deck. And actually thinking about it, I wonder if this might also work really well with Magic of You Oracle, which I haven't tried, but that would be a very interesting pairing. Oh, that's very, very interesting. That could be an option. I'm currently using this deck this month with the Woman Tarot. Oh, I might have to try that one out. Really, really like this deck. Oh, I can't sing its praises enough. And I love this. It's delicious. I do quite like Angie Sallen's guidebooks. They're a bit hit and miss sometimes, but this one is really, really good. Really like it. It's quite, you know, quite short entries. I like that. But this is just stunning. I think we've got one more. Let's get to it. So the last guidebook I was drawn to was this one. This is beautiful. Again, it gives me this grimoire feel. This is the back cover. This is the front. And obviously it's the Talisman Oracle guidebook. Oh, I really, really like this guidebook. This is a mass market deck. And I use this for my inner mausoleum work. These are the backs of the cards, which mimic the back of the guidebook. It just feels so mystical and delicious. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. These are edged in black out the box, but it's not what's the word? It's not spiky. You know, it just doesn't hurt your hands. It's gentle. I like that. Glossy cardstock, which I don't mind, but I'm hoping that the light isn't, you know, being mischievous with the cards. Yes, I use this for my inner mausoleum work. I also have another use for this deck, which I don't want to go into. No, I don't want to go into it. But I do use it for my inner mausoleum work, because I use it for, I feel that these are symbols that I see whilst I'm walking through my inner mausoleum and doing the work with the ghosts that are hidden in my mausoleum, and the darker facets that are still yet to be excavated. And I feel that, this sounds really weird when I say it, I know it does, but I feel that as I'm walking through the halls and the rooms of the mausoleum, I see these symbols, and I look to this deck for that. That sounds really strange. So I shuffle and pull a card. Yeah. I think I need to explain that more in my inner mausoleum video that I'm going to do, but I think I've mentioned before that I use a Cluedo board. I know it's going to sound strange. I use a Cluedo board as a map for my inner mausoleum. I do appreciate that a Cluedo board has like a kitchen and a conservatory and all those things aren't found in a mausoleum. However, I used to play Cluedo as a child, and so I think there is that connection. I've got a real connection to the Cluedo board. Me and my family used to play that Cluedo, you know, birthdays, Christmases, Easters, any kind of occasion we gathered, we would play that. And I think that's where my love of like murder mystery and Agatha Christie has come from, actually, to be quite honest. And so I received that game when I was 8, and you know, it's still back in England at my mum's house. and I purchased a second-hand vintage game just to have on my inner child altar, because you know, I had such fond memories of it. And then when I started doing my inner mausoleum work, I kind of got this thought that I could use it as a map to, you know, work room for room and have a dedicated room for a facet that I've excavated, a darker facet, or a like this these ghosts that are locked up and want to be freed. Oh, that was a long explanation. Anyway, that is what I use this deck for, and it works really, really well. I'm going to give you a little bit of an insight into the guidebook as I'm sitting here chattering. Chatter. There are sigils in the artwork here. There, for instance. There, no? Yeah? There, for instance. I think there's some of them are quite difficult to see. And you can use the sigils, you know, for like workings, or you know, as a sigil to keep in your, on the back of your phone, or, you know, under your doormat or something like that, depending on you know, the card that you pull. So you've got this like inner reading, and then you've got the talisman power. So how to use the sigil and the card. I really like it. I really like it. And even this box even comes with like are they called vellum? Pieces of vellum that you can trace the sigil out of the book and use it, you know, in any kind of workings. I haven't done that. That's not what I use this deck for. But I really like this deck. And you know, it's a bit of a lie to say that it's going to be coming out for spooky season, because it's out the whole year round. It's in my dark decks basket that sits there beside my desk. I kid you not, which is actually overflowing now, because I want all the decks. I want all the dark decks. Give me all the dark decks. Nom nom nom. I'm like Gollum. That's it. We are done, I believe. Thank you so much to Rachel at Second Thoughts About the Mission. This was really fun. This was a really fun tag, actually. And I know that I'm supposed to be showing books, but I thought, you know, guidebooks. I could be a bit of a cheeky monkey and show some guidebooks and some decks, because why not? Why not? And I personally don't appreciate the guidebook art as much as I should. You know, I get the guidebook, I'm like, oh, what's in the guidebook? Oh, what spreads are in there? Oh, what are the card meanings? Oh, what are the other notes in the book? Oh, how am I supposed to be using this? And then I don't really, you know, appreciate this. So until I actually sat here and thought about it, and I was like, and especially the Cape of Sybil, for instance, and Lady Sterling's, what's that deck called? The box has taken a bit of a walk, that deck, and I was like, oh, this really, it builds the anticipation. It's like, oh, it's opening these doors of the story of the deck. Oh, I love it. Enough babble. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. If you're still here, which I hope you are, I'm going to wish you a lovely morning, afternoon, or even wherever you are. Take care, and I really hope to see you next video. Toodaloo.